Hello nerds, and welcome to Theories and Conspiracies with Brian from Good Nerd Bad Nerd. This week we're talking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Episode 2, and we're going to update some of our theories from last week, and we're going to add something new. So we're going to jump right in, starting off with Agent Coulson. Last week I was pretty sure he was an LMD, a life model decoy, and this week I'm still pretty sure that's what he is. But we have to look at something else. He keeps using the phrase, Tahiti is a magical place. I don't know what this means, but it might mean that it's not science that brought him back, but magic. In which case, I think the most likely answer to that is Doctor Strange. We know Doctor Strange is already going to be introduced into the Marvel Universe, so it wouldn't be too big of a leap for them to drop hints that he's around, that he's already doing his thing, or maybe even the Ancient One, who is the Doctor's master and teacher. It's possible. There's something about that phrase because he keeps using it, but I'd say it's probably about a 70% chance that he's an LMD and 30% chance that it's the magic. I'm still going with LMD, especially if they want to use that to give us Vision. Coulson could become Vision, especially tied in with Age of Ultron, because Vision is directly tied to Ultron, and so we could get Coulson back in the Avengers movie as Vision. But it doesn't. That's jumping pretty far right now. We don't have that much information yet, so that's where we are with Coulson. Number 2, we're going to talk more about Melinda May. Everything I thought last week seems to be wrong. I'm not afraid to admit it, but that's where we're at right now. She was a part of a group that has become known as the Cavalry, or she is the Cavalry. Something happened, a big fight where I'm pretty sure she just came in and cleaned house. I'm saying a lot of people died, possibly a lot of civilians got caught in the crossfire, and it was just too much for her. The weight of it, she just had to walk away and could not do field work anymore. So being out in the field and having to pick up a gun, take down people again, it's weighing on her pretty heavy, and Coulson knows this. He's one of the few people who probably knows what happened, and that's why she's not happy about it. We'll find out more about that as we go on, and especially what the Cavalry is, because I'm not finding any real solid links to it from the comics. The only Cavalry I found was from the Initiative days, and I don't think that's it. And there's not really a character that lines up directly with Melinda May. Possibly in the Ultimate Universe, Black Widow 2, because they have a very similar skill set, and Black Widow 2 was the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. at one point, but that's kind of a far leap, and I don't know if that's the direction they're going. But we'll find out more as they slowly are revealing what actually happened with Melinda. Number 3, the shadow organization that I thought was going to be the Kingpins. I'm backing off that. I still think we will see the Kingpin, but I don't think he is going to be the one that's in charge of what's going on. I'm in fact calling it now as Hydra. In the comics, Hydra is a parent organization that has a lot of other organizations below it. Oftentimes they didn't even know they worked for Hydra. And that's what I think Rising Tide is. They're a sub-organization that doesn't know who the big ones pulling the strings are. The many heads of Hydra, Rising Tide would be one of them. We know that Skye was answering someone's text. We don't necessarily know if she knows who, except that it's a higher up. Hydra does seem like a very likely option, and if you want to play with like Hydra as a serpent in the water, it's often pictured in the water, rising tide, a flood, things like, you can make those connections. But honestly, I think the whole multifaceted organization that is in control of others seems to be a good fit, and especially if we take into account my new theory about who Skye is. And this is number 4, and this isn't my theory, actually. I wish I could take credit for it. But a lot of people on the internet are speculating that Skye is actually Jessica Drew for those of you who don't know who Jessica Drew is, she is Spider-Woman. As Spider-Woman, she was brainwashed by Hydra, was, trained to be an assassin, trained in martial arts, espionage, all of that, with the primary goal of killing Nick Fury and taking down S.H.I.E.L.D. and destroying it. Right now, she seems hell-bent on taking down S.H.I.E.L.D. from the inside, which fits in rather well with this idea of her being a Hydra spy who's been trained in espionage and things like that. It works, and if it is the case, we're going to see some pretty cool stuff. Skye may already have these abilities. Maybe later on down the road, something's going to happen where she's going to be imbued with these powers, and I think this could be pretty cool. Especially because Spider-Woman is an Avenger later on, so we could see her in Phase 3, maybe teaming up with the Avengers or something like that, if they wanted to cross over. It's the same kind of similar leap with Coulson being Vision, but, Jessica Drew was a big S.H.I.E.L.D. player later on also, so she could stay on S.H.I.E.L.D. as Spider-Woman. It would be very cool if that's who she was. And right now that's what I'm sticking with, because I think it fits, and since we don't know her real name, she could be anyone, and this just makes for a pretty cool tie-in. So those are my theories right now. What do you think? Hit me up in the comments. Make sure you stop by the blog, let us know what you think, and until next week, keep those theories coming, and we'll be right back here after episode 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.